Recently, we learned that faceless cybercriminals stole the names, social security numbers, and driver's license numbers of over 40 million T-Mobile customers. This is a story we hear too often, but have you ever wondered what hackers do with our stolen information once they have it? Hi, I'm David Fleck, and I'm a former white-collar criminal prosecutor and the CEO of Veritable Data Solutions, where we are creating technology to stop fraud before it happens. Stick around and I will tell you about the top 5 worst crimes that fraudsters commit with stolen identities. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you are on YouTube, make sure you click the alert notification. Okay, let's get started. What are the top 5 worst identity theft crimes? Number 5. If you have a credit card, I'm sure you already know this one. Hackers and cybercriminals steal credit card information to buy stuff for themselves using other people's credit. This crime is widespread and common. Personally, at least one of my cards is compromised every single year. The good news is that banks are limited by federal law as to the amount of the fraudulent charges for which they can hold you responsible, and they usually waive the whole charge anyway. In the end, it is simply an inconvenience as you wait for your new card to arrive. Number 4. In 2019, the IRS stopped 443,000 fraudulent tax returns from being processed. Using stolen names, dates of birth, and social security numbers, criminals file fake tax returns in the name of victims, and then they collect the fake tax refunds. Like the stolen credit cards, fortunately the victims of this crime don't suffer much more than a hassle, and their own tax refunds could be delayed as the IRS deals with the fake one. Number 3. Fraudulent medical billing is a huge problem for the healthcare industry, and according to one report, there was $78 billion worth of fraudulent medical bills in 2018 alone. Using stolen medical records, criminal syndicates set up fake healthcare accounts in the name of unsuspecting victims. They then bill the victims' insurance companies, or Medicare or Medicaid, for services, equipment, and drugs that were never provided. Although the industry takes a huge loss because of this crime, the victims of the identity theft are not held responsible. Number 2. Deed fraud is a growing crime, and unfortunately it can have devastating consequences for the victims. To commit deed fraud, the criminals get a hold of the title history of a property. They then pose as the property owner and forge the owner's name on a new deed. Because the deed has to be notarized, they either obtain a fake ID and impersonate the owner, or they simply forge the notary's stamp and signature as well. Once they have control over the ownership of the property, they either take out a mortgage to steal the equity, or they sell it to unsuspecting buyers. The bad news for the homeowners is that once they find out about the scam, they have to hire a lawyer to undo the damage. Otherwise, they will never be able to refinance their mortgage or sell the property. Legal proceedings can take several years and can be very expensive. Every homeowner should have an early warning title monitoring service like Title Shield so that they can stop the criminal before they take out a mortgage or sell the house, which will make the crime easier to unwind. Number 1, and the answer you have been waiting for, what is the worst identity theft crime? Wire transfer fraud. Huh? Wire fraud? No, not wire fraud. Wire transfer fraud. In this scheme, the cybercriminal hacks into a business email account and sends out fake emails. So for example, if you are buying a house, at some point you will have to wire the down payment into escrow, and the title company will email you the wiring instructions. If a hacker is in the title company's email system, they can send you an email with fake wiring instructions so that you send the money to them rather than to the title company. This doesn't just happen in real estate. It can happen to any company that regularly sends or receives money by wire transfer. You can find numerous examples online in which hundreds of thousands of dollars were directed to the wrong account. And I even found one huge fraud in which $100 million was stolen this way. The bad news is that the victims rarely get their money back. Before anybody knows the crime was committed, it has already been laundered through multiple accounts and cashed out in some other country. And that is why wire transfer fraud receives the distinction of the number 1 worst identity theft crime. Because the size of the losses and because there is little or no recourse for the victims. If you found this video to be informative, like it and share it and tell people about it. Thank you for watching.